Hello, everyone. Sweet D here. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of episode 4. Remy and I went on a little longer than anticipated, so here is part 2 of our Burlesque Survival Guide Festival Edition. Enjoy! Hello, and welcome to The Real Deal Reveal, a magical titty tour about teas, sleaze, and unpopular opinions in showgirl life and beyond. We are your MCs, Sweet D and Remy Martini. Please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
So traveling, the actual travel to the festival. Okay, this can be a lot. So I have easily travel friendly costumes and props.
Yep.
It's hard to travel with giant pieces, either giant, like, wigs, headpieces, big props. Like, I feel that you really have to take those into consideration. If you're within driving distance, like, load up the car, it's no big deal. But if I'm flying from Maine to California, like, I have to think about my props, right? So when you're sending in those applications, I take that into consideration. Unless you just want to, you're like, whatever, I'm taking this giant thing on the airplane. I don't know if you, like, some people, yeah. Like,
don't mind me.
Excuse me, ma'am. You cannot take that on the plane. And then we have like a situation, you're like, oh my God, I need to bring that, So you might want to like call ahead, if you got accepted to a festival with like a big prop or, a big costume, like you might want to call the airline and be like, is this allowed? Can I bring this on the plane? Can I carry it on? Can I do like the extra baggage, like the large baggage thing? And you had mentioned about shipping your stuff. So you've done that before.
Yes. So and that's the thing is hotels will accept a package for you. I don't know if that's common knowledge, but just so you know, hotels will accept a package for you if you're going and I understand if people have too much anxiety doing that. If you're going somewhere where another performer or person that you can trust will let you ship the package. I think it's like $20, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's I think the extra large box or whatnot, and you can fit quite a bit in that. And that's how, when I went to Mile High, my makeup case broke on the way there by Southwest. They wanted to do something to it, but anyways, I had to ship all of like cosmetics and that's what I decided. I'm like, okay, I need room in my suitcase for other things. So cosmetics, costume pieces that were big enough to fit in it, hair accessories, all, because there's a lot that you're bringing to the festival. It is an ordeal to pack. And if you're not taking Southwest, it's even bigger of an ordeal because luckily Southwest lets you have 2 bags plus a carry-on.
I heard though they're not doing that anymore. I haven't looked into it, but my mom sent me a text message saying that Southwest got bought.
No.
And they're no longer going to be offering the 2 bags fly for free. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't looked into it. She just sent me a message.
Okay,
I get most of my media from my mom.
Thank you. Yeah, because like, even though I have to deal with layovers going to some of my favorite destinations, I do love Southwest for that. So come to the other camera, Southwest. If you fucking take away my 2 bags, come camera 2. Fuck off.
There's going to be trouble. There's going to be trouble. No, so like I said, I don't know. I didn't look into it. That's just what my mom said.
Panties, fringe sets, all of that type of stuff can be shipped. So if you're dealing with, not having enough space, unfortunately, my costumes aren't small. I am not a small girl. There's a lot of material that has to cover me, which means I take up a lot of space in most suitcases just with my normal clothing. Let's not talk about burlesque clothing. Yeah, I've learned to ship stuff because I trust USPS. They are bargain basement, great federal operation. It's one federal operations that I really do love. And again, you have $100 automatically of insurance on whatever you put in that box, and you have a tracking number, and it's within 3 days.
Yeah.
So
And make sure you
hey,
ship it in time.
in
Make
time,
sure
right, right.
that when you get there, your packages are there. They're not
I Yeah,
arriving
I like
after.
I like to ship it if I'm staying at a hotel, I won't ship it that early. If I'm shipping it to somebody, I'll probably ship it to where it arrives probably a week before I'm
Hmm.
arriving, just in case for some fucking reason it doesn't arrive. I can bust out an alternate option and not be
Hmm.
stuck in said city going, shit, my undies didn't arrive. Or, and it's not like important undies. Usually it's just my, protection panties, to where stuff doesn't slip out. But anyways, that type of stuff. You want to, yeah, give yourself plenty of time. And I love shipping.
I have
Shipping.
never shipped. I've never shipped, but I have carried on. So that's another thing that's on my list is I will not put my costume in my checked luggage. I
No.
will
If
always
I can
carry
avoid it,
on. Yeah,
always
if I can
carry on.
avoid it, I will always carry on because I know that I've got my costume and my makeup and everything I need. Everything that I need for my show is in my carry-on. So like if
Right.
I'm bringing makeup, my show makeup is in my carry-on. My everyday makeup is in my check bag. My everyday toiletries in my check bag, but my show makeup, my show toiletries, wigs, hair pieces, whatever it is that I need for my act is in my carry-on. And I will always take like a little suitcase, like the carry-on size suitcase, and like a giant backpack. Like that's what I usually carry on with to make sure I can put all of my stuff and have it
Yeah.
on me when I'm
Yeah.
flying.
And
Like,
that, we just watched at the Texas Burlesque Festival where a performer barely got there right before. And can
yeah,
you
because there's,
imagine?
yeah,
Yeah, not having
delays, yeah,
delays,
not
not
having your
having your,
stuff.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like there's been so many times where Mr. Maxim has flown just regular for work
Mhm.
and the bags went on a different flight than him. And he got,
He had one job.
they either didn't get there with him, so he had to go back to the airport the next day to get them, like, yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. So
You never
like
know.
if
Never know.
you can help it, take your costume on the plane, the train, the automobile
Automobile. I
with
was
you.
finishing in my head. Sorry. Oh, these
um
babies.
And then also, if you're flying, I love hard copy tickets. And here's why. Okay. One, I'm old. And I like having
That's
the
another
printed
reason.
ticket in my hand. But something I noticed before I took my social media break that I was witnessing is that people were telling stories on how their seats that they purchased, like they have the confirmation, got switched on them last minute, and it's on their digital ticket, like their digital ticket got changed, and because they didn't have the hard copy ticket, they couldn't
Had
say
no
anything.
proof.
They
Right.
had no proof of the ticket that they bought, and the flight attendant or like the person at the gate could only go off of what was on their digital ticket, and they were
Right.
getting screwed out of their seats. They were getting screwed out of their first class seats or their window seats or like whatever. And I'm like, I didn't even think about that. Like, I did not
Yeah.
even think about the digital ticket being changed without your knowledge. And a lot of, like, 9 times out of 10, it was without their knowledge. So they go scan the ticket, they go to their seat, and someone else is in their seat, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And that's my seat. Nope, it's my seat. And then, they show the ticket, and the person's like, "You're back there." And that's when they find out that it was changed on them.
Welcome to Honey
Um,
Badger Airlines.
like, and
You
yeah,
shouldn't
this
do
was
it.
not happening with your Spirit. It was
Oh, no,
happening
no.
on
It's
your
happening.
Delta
Yeah,
and on
yeah.
your American and stuff like that. So I never thought of that before, but I love the hard copy tickets. Like, nope, this is it. This is
That
my
makes
seat.
sense.
You cannot have it. So yes, print your tickets. And then the last thing I have on my travel list is plan some time to sightsee and adventure. Like, if you can, if you're allotted the time, if you're allotted the finances, take a day or two before the festival starts, either before or after, to do some stuff in that city, because that's always the cool thing to me, is like going to see things, I'm a movie nerd. So the first thing I always do is like movie locations. I'm like, what was filmed in this city, and I like to go do that, or if there's just something cool, like in Alaska, we went to Fairbanks, to a hot springs.
Oh, that's nice.
And it was so amazing. Like, I would love to go back and do that. But we took a couple of days after the festival to do that. Yeah. So if you can, before and after, but if not, like if you can only like get in and get out, like try to allot some time for some fun, just sightseeing. Like when I went to Savannah, it wasn't for a festival. It was for a photo shoot, actually. Mm-hmm. But I took an entire day to just walk around Savannah and like hit up this really cool witchy coffee shop. I went thrifting, just simple things like that,
Yeah, you get out of your head. You just connect a little bit. Yeah.
And it's just cool to like explore this. Like Savannah was beautiful, and I would love to go back to Savannah and spend a little bit more time there. Yeah.
It is on my list. Yeah. Well, because I like New Orleans and I love New Orleans, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I've been told that Savannah is very similar to
it. Yeah, it definitely reminded me of New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, at that point.
So yeah, take some time to sightsee.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, if you're able to take the time, you're already spending money to get up there.
You're already there.
You're already there. So like, even because most festivals run through, Thursday
through Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday. So you can actually probably save money if you get a Monday evening flight or even a Tuesday morning flight. That saves money on the ticket, because we all know any ticket on the weekend is going to be more expensive,
Yeah, I always look at it as, when am I going to be here again?
Right.
Like when am I going to get another chance to be here again? Because you like to tell yourself like, oh, I can come back later. And if pandemic showed me anything, it was like, you never freaking know, like you can say that all day long, like, I'll come back, I'll do this one day or whatever. If you're already there, take advantage of it. Right. Because you never know. You just never know what's going to happen. And like I said, if you can a lot the time, if you can, you have the money, just take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Meet somebody new, like maybe I roomed with somebody at Burlesque that I had never met before, and absolutely, loved her, and, connected on the socials, and, you meet new people and we hang out and maybe take the little day trip together. And I don't know. I think it's just something.
I love it. I usually find
to give yourself.
The potheads in whatever city I'm performing in. There's always some potheads. We can smell each other out. Yeah. Get together with them and, hang out.
I love it.
Get a feel for the local vibe.
Did you have something to add for travel?
No, we had already talked about it.
We already talked about it? Okay, cool. Oh yeah, dur. And then, okay, so the last thing I've got two more topics here. We got self-care. Self-care. And it kind of goes, it is a biggie, and it kind of goes into my last topic of the meet and greets and the after parties. So I'm kind of going to talk about them together. So self-care is important in general. But when it comes to festivals, I feel like it needs to be kicked up a notch, because there's just so much going on. There's so much happening, and you tend to wear yourself thin. So thin, because you're excited to meet people. You're excited to see people you haven't seen in a while. Maybe you've talked to somebody on social media and you're like, I can't wait to meet you. And then you meet them and you're like, oh my God, do we just become best friends? and then you're, sightseeing together. And then the festival producers put together, after parties, the meet and greets, the dinners, the brunches, and there's just so much you want to fit in. But like you mentioned earlier, you're there to perform. And if you wear yourself too thin, it's not going to be your best performance.
Nope.
And this is where you want it to be your best performance, is at the festival.
This is where you get the good quality videos and pictures that you want to be using.
So you really do have to sit down and kind of like figure out your itinerary. You know, like you really need to take time to rest. You really need to take time to sleep. Like you have to. You tell yourself you're going to sleep on the plane. You tell yourself you're going to sleep on the ride if somebody else is driving, but it never pans out that way. It just really doesn't. So you really do have to get some freaking sleep. So even if I have to like cut into some social time, show time, you know, like really take some time to rest. When I travel, I like to either book like a little spa situation, like a massage or something, or if I can't afford it, or there's just not, you know, time or nothing's available, I do it myself. I literally bring a little spa kit with me and I do it myself. I do the face mask, you know, the foot mask, like all that stuff. I kind of give myself a little refresher. Sometimes I'll bring two because I'll do like one after I get to the hotel because like all that traveling wears you out. And then I'll do it the day of the show or the day before the show. Yeah. Like showgirl prep. So I take those with me, and planning out the schedule is huge too, because like I said, most of the time you'll be given the itinerary of the festival. You'll be given like the hot spots, the things to do. So you have all that information. So sit down and kind of map it out, and then give yourself some time for the just in cases, right? Like, you know, maybe you like this one local spot and you want to go back the next night, you know? Right. Or you meet somebody, you want to hang out with them more, you know, like you just got to give yourself that time for all that stuff. Cause it's fun. It is so fun. And you get wrapped up in it. And the next thing you know, it's 3:00 in the morning and you're like, I got to perform tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's, you know, that was one of the things that I put, like, I do not go balls to the wall. Like on it, like during, like maybe the closing,
after you perform.
Party,
yeah. After you perform.
You know, if you do it beforehand, you're gonna, you know, deal with dehydration and I'm all about having fun with friends. And I again learned from experience because I can tie one on for sure when I start drinking, and and drunk Remy is always fun. But no. But that's the thing is like then the next day, heck, even the next 2 days, I'm sitting there going, even with hydrating and having my green juices and chugging a bunch of water, still feeling like absolute dog crud. Yeah. And, you know, that was, you know, something else. Because we were both like give yourself a mini spa day. Like, you know, a little mask, nothing big, doesn't have to be elaborate. Just something so you disconnect from that, because as much as you're like, it's so much, it really is overwhelming with just emotionally and physically and mentally, all of it, right? Because you're excited, you're fucking pumped that you're gonna be on stage, you're gonna meet all these fucking people, you know, you're gonna have a blast, you're gonna be in this new city or returning to a city, whatever. And I feel like this is such an important thing to like state. You forget to take care of yourself, especially if you're any little bit of ADHD. You're like, you're remembering everything else but yourself. Yeah. You're remembering, oh shit, like on my last dress, I tore this, so I'm gonna hand sew it beforehand. Again, shit happens, right? People, it happens, and you have to plan for that to have that time, but you also have to make sure, you know, luckily enough, not at every festival I go to, but especially home performances where, you know, Mr. Martini knows that I have not eaten most of the day because I've been rehearsing.
Oh my God. Eating on show day is so hard.
So
It's
hard.
so
So he comes
hard.
in and fucking forces me to fucking eat. Like, I shit you not. And usually, it's something like a sandwich or something where he can just like shove it. And he's like, this won't take any time. Just eat it. Don't be stupid. So, that being said, something that I never thought I'd say, because I'm not that type of person, protein shakes. I only specifically, I've been recently having to try a bunch of fucking protein shakes and like barf. But I got spoiled with Fairlife. Now it does have artificial sweetener, which I don't like, but it packs a punch. Like, I feel full, and bringing a protein shake, chugging that bitch on the way to the venue, chugging that
Hmm.
bit at the venue, protein bars, right?
Protein bars, yeah.
Protein bars. I know that a lot
Or
of
just like
folks sometimes
snacks, like
snacks.
just like string cheese and almonds, or like,
Yeah,
like
want those
quick,
healthy snacks.
yeah, that are gonna keep you like full. Because I don't know about you, I don't think about eating on show day only because I'm so hyper focused on the show.
Oh, yeah,
I guess I trigger my brain or my body to not be hungry. I don't get hungry.
hungry at all,
So I
at
don't
all.
think about it. Like, I have no hunger pang. I have no like, indication like you need to eat. So I don't even realize it until I step off the stage. I'm
And then
done
you're like, I'm
performing,
fucking
and then my
starving.
stomach is like, and then I'm like, oh my God, I need to eat right now. Yeah. It,
Where's
like,
my
that's
chicken soup?
just, it's just,
Feed
I
me,
don't know.
bitch.
Yeah, it's like, feed me, please. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that
And
happens to you, but that happens to
it
me. Like, my
happens.
body just like goes in a completely different
Yeah.
space.
And I've heard that
Yeah.
is an ADHD thing when you get hyper focused on stuff like that, that you can go, and it's completely horrible for your body because you're literally running on empty.
Mm-hmm.
And then, depending on, what kind of wild child you could be or not, you're going to be running on empty, and then like possibly having some alcohol on empty, definitely for me getting high on empty, you know. Uh and so yeah, and you're like, and I don't know. I know that there's probably those people out there that are on it so well that they make sure to have like and I can't. That's another thing. I can't have heavy meals before performing,
I can't
because
either.
and
I can't either.
I think that might be, across the board, because you're going on stage, and the last thing we want to deal with is whatever, gas,
Your tummy being like blah
acid
blah blah blah
reflux,
blah blah, like the water is
yeah,
jiggling around in
bubble
there.
gut.
You're
Oh my
digesting
god.
food in there.
Right,
Like,
right. And then
yeah.
also sodium content is a biggie. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things out there that are provided or people use. What's liquid IV? I was using that for a little while, and my massage therapist is like, "Did you look at the sodium content in that?" Like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, no, that shit." She's like, "Please stop taking those while you go travel because you're swelling your fucking ankles up." And like,
Mhm.
I have dainty little ankles. I'm just gonna say, in my opinion, in my husband's opinion, even my mother-in-law makes little comments geared towards how, petite my feet are, and I'm like, I
You have
sorry,
petite feet?
I have petite feet.
You have petite
Yeah,
feet?
big girl has tiny feet. Big girl has tiny feet. Sorry, I digressed. But yes, it is so important to like make sure you set alarms on your phone. Set like
Hmm.
5 or 10
I have
alarms.
to. I have
Yeah,
all the alarms on my phone. And like, if
eat your face.
local shows here, I will spend 2 hours getting ready, and then I'm like, okay, bye. And Mr. Maxim is like, eat. Like,
Right.
shoves a sandwich in my face because he
Exactly.
knows that it takes an hour for me to get to the venue, and then it's 2 hours before the show starts, and then I'm like the last in the lineup, so I'm not going to be eating until like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
So he's got a sandwich waiting for me downstairs when I'm like,
Right.
okay, bye. Because I don't think about it. I'm just hyper focused on the show and
Yeah.
costumes, making sure everything's ready to go, car is packed, blah blah blah, and even helping other performers because you're in that group chat and they're like, does anybody have any lash gels? Does anybody have, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, I do. You know, it's just a lot going on, you know, and that's just a regular local show. Festivals are like turned up to an 11. So yeah. And a lot of times at festivals, at least the ones that I've been to, they have snacks backstage. They have you know, water, they've got, you know, bars and stuff, which like I super duper appreciate, because there's been times where I've rolled up and I see the snacks and I go, you know, you have that moment of like, oh, I didn't bring my snacks. And then you're like, oh, they have snacks here. So thank you.
Thank you.
You know,
so much.
Thank you so much. But yeah, there is definitely pre-show D and post-show D where I apologize ahead of time if my personality is, you know, a little like, you know, resting bitch
crush
face, because I'm in show mode. I'm prepping, you know, blah, 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 blah. Once I step off that stage and I've performed, then it's party time. Like I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm socializing, like let's do the thing, because that's just how my brain works. And
if I did that, because I know a lot of performers get in that mode. If I did that, I think my brain would actually explode. So I'm the person in you know, backstage, like getting stuff done, but also trying to joke and being, you know, as helpful and positive as possible. Because I'm like, hey, if I think about how this shit's gonna go down too much, like I will literally like. There's a reason my blood pressure isn't bad. It's not just weed, you know. And you brought up something, and I think it's something that I forgot to put on the list that I wanted to, you know, emphasize. You know, when you're doing local, you do have the group chats where you can be like, hey, does anybody have this or that? Luckily, you know, and this happened to me at Texas Burlesque Fest. I bought a new eyelash glue. Or no, sorry, I had my eyelash glue and I had a backup of my eyelash glue, and both of them had been dried up for whatever fucking reason. And so Midge, it has an amazing kit.
Yeah,
And so
I
like,
saw that kit. I was like, I need to level up my kit.
Yeah. And this goes to, you know, again, why I have my rolling case that has everything in it. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me. This is such oh, what is
I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
That panic.
Midge, yeah. And I'm like, okay, Midge has, I know she has eyelash glue. Midge's eyelash glue was also dried up. Like,
oh
the
no,
universe was telling me to go out on fucking stage with my
without
red
lashes,
with my transparent blonde eyelashes, right? So, luckily there was a performer that had, but again, then you're using someone else's eyelash glue, and unless you luck out and they use exactly what you, there's a reason we all have our preferences, and some of us have the same preferences, some of us don't, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm, you know, for say this isn't Texas Burlesque Fest, but it has happened to me where it's black eyelash glue, and I don't normally use black eyelash glue, and then it's like smears across, you know, your makeup, because your eyelashes are kind of like, for me, they're kind of close to the end, which I'm thinking of switching up that routine. But like, yeah, like black glue all over my eyes. And I'm just like, yep, no, I'm not going to stress out about this, you know, right before I go on stage. Like, you know,
moral of the story is shit's going to happen. So just know that, just prepare.
Bring back up and brand new eyelash glue, eyelash adhesive, pasty tape. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know about you, but I've been using the Top Stick since 2010. And I don't know if they changed formula or if my body chemistry has changed in my elder years, but it doesn't work for me anymore. My pasties do not stick to it anymore. So I had to switch. I use something called Something FX now, I think, and I love it. That's like carpet tape. I'm always like when I take it off.
No, I don't
because it does not go anywhere. But yeah, like pasty tape, eyelash glue, I'm going to do a video one day of my oh shit kit because I have two. I have a mini oh shit kit that I put in like a duffel bag for like shorter shows, smaller shows or whatever. And then I have my big Mama Jamma one that takes up my entire showgirl trunk. And somebody asked for something the other day, and I feel like everybody always comes to me because they know I have it. I'm like Mama D. But they said something the other day and they're like, do you have it? And I was like, oh, I actually do not. I was like disgusted with myself. I was like,
So
I can't believe I
disappointed.
don't have that. Yeah. And I forget what it is now, but yeah, I
It's
try
always
to,
good to have that backup.
I have extra lashes, like a full thing of Kiss just like, generic lashes in my, pasties. That's what it was. They were like, does anybody have any spare pasties? Like the kind that just stick on, like the peel and
Yeah.
stick. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that, to have like backup pasties, like just the peel and stick kind. So now I'm going to put those in my bag.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
But yeah, I've got lashes. I've got nail polish remover, and the reason I have all this shit is because some point in time somebody needed it. Somebody asked for it, and nobody had it. They didn't have it. So yeah, I've got nail polish remover. I've got floss. One time a performer came backstage and was like, does anybody have floss? And people were like, what? Because they had gone and eaten a burrito. And they came back and they had all this stuff in their teeth and they didn't have a toothbrush or floss or anything like that. So I'm like, noted. So
You're
now I
not
have
smiling on stage
floss.
tonight.
So
Why is that
yeah.
performer frowning through their
So
No
I've
smile
got
at all.
floss. I've got oh my God, I've got a stain remover because one time somebody dropped their lipstick on their costume. Like they were putting it on and it slipped out of their hand and poof, like right on their costume.
Mm-hmm.
So
One of them
yeah,
Tide sticks.
the Tide sticks. Yep.
And again,
So
it's all from experience.
I'll do a video one day of my showgirl bag. But I have the oh shit kits. I make them. I sell them because I'm like, you're gonna need this. Here you go.
Sewing kit. You gotta have a sewing kit.
Sewing kit.
But yeah, that's
extra
just
snaps, extra buttons. I'm telling you what. Mini glue, like mini E6000, you know what I mean? Like, like, because you never know. You never know when you're putting on your costume and then the rhinestones pop off, and you're like, oh yeah. So the oh shit kit, yeah. But that's all I have. That is my list. Did you have anything to add for the meet and greets or the self-care part? I think we covered everything.
I think we did. Again, the meet and greets I use them to decompress, or the meet and greet definitely to keep decompress after fucking traveling.
Yeah,
that's like getting to point B is always a pain in the butt, and then I love the after parties just because it allows to decompress after either performing or to party at the very end, right? So
yeah, I love the meet and greets. I've gone to festivals where we had a meet and greet dinner, and the dinner was to not only like meet new people, hang out or whatever, but it was also a chance for the producers to introduce themselves and hand out everybody's packets, their pay, their whatever it is, their credentials, you know what I mean? It was a chance for that to happen, which I loved it because everybody was tired from traveling and we had our tech rehearsal and it was just a chance to just decompress, right? And then I've been to festivals where they've had like the brunches are my favorite. Like if I had to pick something, the brunches, because it's post show, everybody's performed, everybody's, they're all, whew, okay, that's done. And it's a chance to just chill. And I love it because I feel like from the moment we get to the city until the brunch, right? You've seen everybody in their full glam, right? Everybody's done up there, but on that brunch,
Come
Everybody
as
is
you are.
come as you are. It's like no makeup, no lashes. Put that hair in a ponytail. I'm in my muumuu. I'm in my caftan. I'm in my like my nails are, you know what I mean? I love it. I love that. Like this is the what I look like on the daily.
Yeah.
Like
And that's
everybody's just chill. It doesn't matter. Like we're there to eat some breakfast tacos and drink some coffee and talk about the weekend and
right.
chill. You know, I love it.
Yeah, I just realized because I have friends that are doing an estrogen fest, a friend that's doing it, and they saw I guess the Miss Roper romper picture
Yeah.
that's went viral or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we should do caftans," and I was like, "I I'm down with caftans," and then I just like. It's because of burlesque, and it's because of burlesque festivals that I have such an extensive collection of caftans.
Caftans, dusters,
Right,
robes are
robes.
my jam. Like
Heck yeah.
I too have an extensive collection of all of
You
that
know,
because it's cute and it's easy, it's stylish and it's comfortable. Like
so
give me that.
yeah, and just a behind the scenes real quick. While recording this podcast, I got some robes delivered to me. So yeah, I may, I
You're gonna have
may
to
have.
show me those. You have to show
Oh
me
no,
those.
yeah. Once we're done recording, I'm going to
Yeah.
show you my new caftan and that because we just don't talk that much.
And
Else
they're
we're not.
both Catherine Delish. Are
Yeah,
they
because
both
she had
Catherine
to
Delish?
sell. Look,
See,
look.
this is what I miss about being on social media. I miss the sale.
Yeah, I work hard for my money, and I'm going to sit here and say like unfortunately it can be a pretty pricey fucking endeavor, but at this point in time I've eaten enough ramen in my life. I've dealt and suffered, and I'm not saying that it's not coming down the line for us at some point in time, but I'm going to enjoy it while I can. And so yeah, it was on
Yes.
sale, and I was like, man, I don't know. And I think these are discontinued. So I don't think she's going to come out with these colors
Oh,
again. So they're discounted on top
I
of that.
every Catherine Delish item I have bought has been from a sale
Of course.
because I
That's the
can't.
only.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I'm
not
balling
talking.
on a
I don't have
budget.
that much money,
I
friend.
am balling on a budget, and I gotta wait for them.
Yeah.
I
No,
usually
they
wait for
were on sale,
the
and I was
holiday
like,
one, like the Black Friday one or whatever.
yeah, I was.
I
It may
got
have been high. It may have been
distracted. I
late at
was
night.
gonna look up Catherine Delish, and I got distracted by a makeup thing on it on when I opened up my Instagram.
We're still recording, friend.
I know we are. I know we are.
I want to look up this Southwest Airlines. That's what I'm hyper focusing on now because, like, no, seriously, camera 2 Southwest.
Camera two.
Sorry,
Camera one, camera two. Camera one,
taking
camera
from
two.
fucking Jon Stewart when he was talking about Dick Cheney coming over to to the
Camera one,
Democrat
camera
side.
two.
Dick Cheney can fuck off. Sorry, I told
Well,
myself I wasn't going to do this, but here I am.
um, so that's it. That is
That is it.
that is a wrap on our festival edition of the Burlesque Survival Guide. I feel like we're going to have a bunch of these survival guide episodes, but that was the
Right.
Burlesque Festival edition.
Yeah.
Hopefully that is helpful for a lot of people.
And doesn't discourage anyone. Go out there,
Yeah,
have fun. Like
like
it's
like I said, this is all from experience, either personal or just seen it at some point.
right,
Our
right.
collective experiences. Not sure what our next episode is going to be. We haven't talked about that yet. We could go a couple of different directions with that, but I think it's time for story time. We haven't had a story time yet, so we need to figure out what story we're going to tell. And I think our next episode needs to be a video. I think we need to glam up and do a special video. You can wear your new robes. You can wear your new robe.
One on one side, the other
And
on
one,
the
yep,
other.
yeah. You can
Oh
have
my
a
God,
wardrobe
they would look
change.
so good together.
You can have a wardrobe change. We can pause it and be like, wardrobe change.
How can you say burlesque without saying burlesque? Wardrobe changes.
Wardrobe changes.
Wardrobe changes. No, I think maybe even because we're coming into fall, friend.
We
Yeah,
are.
the logistics. I was like, maybe we can have a campfire. That's story time. But we would have to get little fake indoor
Are you
campfires.
afraid of the dark? Circa 1992. Was that
God
92?
damn.
The Midnight Society
I
presents.
should have never watched television. How did my parents allow that to happen? Thank goodness they're dead, so I can't give them shit about that. Like, I can't go without making a music reference in my head. Like, guarantee you, like, the whole time you're talking to
Do
me,
you
there's
know how many times I had
movies.
to not bust out? Like just a second ago when you were like, I work hard for my money, and I wanted to be
Work
like, she
hard.
works hard for the money.
What do you think's going on in my head after I say it? Right.
So many times I had to like just say, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So Beetlejuice just was released, right? Beetlejuice. Fucking amazing. We just watched Other Guys, and I forgot how fucking amazing
Michael Keaton is in
Keaton
that
is
movie.
in the
He's
movie,
so
right?
funny.
What do you mean you don't know? That's a
He's like,
TLC.
you really don't
go
know?
chasing waterfalls. You can't go chase it. And they're like, you gotta be kidding me.
You literally live my life. I think I told my friend the other day, I was like, we grew up on pop culture, music lyrics, and movie quotes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And now that's all we can communicate with.
That's all we do. That's what memes are.
Right. And
Like,
commercialism. Like, we were the first, we were about to leave. We were the first generation for that to start. I guess maybe the generation before us, but watching, because we went to Alamo Drafthouse to watch Beetlejuice, and beforehand they were showing commercials of Beetlejuice toys, and I remember, I don't even know, like, they really did. We were little commercial whores, like,
oh yeah.
consumers were like, oh, I want all of those Beetlejuice toys, and they
those
sold
toys
all
back in the day were rad, and
right.
I have almost every single toy still that I grew up with. Like,
yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, I have them all.
My mom was like, you're fucking, we had a lot of toys, so she was like, we're cleaning out your fucking room and getting rid of everything. And so we'd have and now, like, I'm really disappointed because I'm like, Jesus, Mom, I had some stuff that was probably worth the money now.
Oh yeah, we talked about Rose Petal Place or Rose Petal dolls.
I'm not going to talk about how I had to go out and purchase a Rose Petal Place doll off of eBay because my inner child was still scarred.
That's what we're doing. We're healing our inner child.
Right. No, come on now. Here we go. There's one. You know.
What is that?
Hold on. That's Rainbow Bright.
Is that Rainbow Bright?
That's a glowworm.
I still have my glowworm. My Rainbow Bright, unfortunately, I gave it to my aunt, and I don't know what she did with it, but I had a badass Rainbow Bright doll.
I still have my Rainbow Bright, and I have my Sprite.
I have my Sprites. I actually have 3, I think. I have 3. But yeah, I have all my stuff because we had awesome toys back in the day. Some of the shit that my son has, I'm like, what is this? I'm like, I don't understand what this is.
I'm so old. I can't wrap my head around Minecraft. I'm like, when my stepson was playing, and I know that's even old reference, but I'm just like, it's super pixelated. Why do you want it's great? And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, why wouldn't you want?
I like how my child came up to me and he was like, do you know about Sonic the Hedgehog? I'm like, boy, do I know about Sonic? Excuse me.
I was playing Sonic.
Excuse me, sir.
We turned into our parents. I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog before you were even a twinkle in your mother's eye.
The way he said it was so like disrespectful. Do you know Sonic the Hedgehog?
Do you even know?
We're old. All right, so that's it. So we'll figure out what our next episode is. And like I said, our posting schedule is kind of all over the place right now. So once we kind of get a hang of everything, hopefully we're going to be going like every other week, every 2 weeks or something like that. So because we have so many ideas. Why are you looking at me like that?
I love you, friend. I love you.
Why are you looking at me
all
like that?
All I ask is have patience with us. we may be posting a poll on Instagram or Facebook or Instagram for, because I definitely, we need to be covering that number one
Our
on
hot topic.
on the
Our
hot topic. So we're definitely going to do, what has made you, if you have, or thought about, or taken a break, because I've known bunches of performers. So yeah, take a poll before we.
Yeah, I think it really does apply just to the dance community in general. Because I talked to my friend who's a former pole dancer and pole instructor, and same thing. She was like, "Yep." She's like, she went off on her story time about her experience with that exact same thing, and then we just kind of had a conversation about it afterwards of like, why is it like this? Like, what's going on? Like, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I think it's just also just because before I did burlesque and pole, I was a Latin ballroom. I did salsa. I did salsa dancing, and I saw it there too. I saw it in the salsa world, so I think it's just, and then before that, high school. Like, I think it's just
article bullshit.
So, yeah.
It's like the man win, and not just the man. I mean, the man, air quotes.
The man. But I don't know. It just makes me sad because dance for me, dancing and performing is such a big part of my life. It's my passion, and it makes me so happy. Like almost like a childlike innocence happy, like when I'm dancing, like nothing else matters. So when all of this other stuff is just brought into it, really does just mess it up for you. It really does mess up that love of it for you. And it's really sad and it's really unfortunate. So yeah, I think that will be our next topic that we cover. Our next episode
after our story time.
We're
going to take it light and funny on story time, and then we'll go and we'll
get serious again.
We'll get serious again. And so, yeah, we're going to do a poll or something, and we want to hear everybody's thoughts about this. You can be anonymous, or you can be like, I want you to tell people, like, this is what I have to say about it.
So yeah, let's do that. Discussion. Yeah, let's do that. Let's open up this discussion. So if you have quit performing or quit the biz, why, or thinking about doing it, thinking about hanging up that G-string, why tell us, you can send us a DM on our social media, or you can send us an email. You can be anonymous, like we're not calling anybody out or anything, but you can send us an email, burlypodcast@gmail.com, BURLY podcast@gmail. And then what's our socials? Is it just The Real Deal, or is it Real Deal Reveal?
I do believe
Remy's in charge of the Instagram.
The Real Deal is what it is. The Real Deal Reveal.
Yeah, so you can send us a DM there. Like send us your reasons, send us why, and we'll talk about this after we do our story time. Yeah,
we definitely want to do story time. I think
I like story times.
Story times are fun. We'll get some marshmallow. I don't know. Get some crunchy.
So we are going to do the Are You Afraid of the Dark? Campfire story time.
I'm just in the mood for camping because it's starting to cool off.
Yeah, it is.
So that's what that means in Texas.
I don't know about here. I don't know. Don't talk to me about fall. Like I said, it was 45 degrees yesterday, and I was not. It's not. I walked out with a tank top, and I had to turn around and go back inside and get a hoodie, and I was like, "Oh."
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a firm believer that again, we were talking about manifesting at the beginning of the show. I feel like these season changes are manifested by people because it's like, I don't know. I feel like on social media, it's always like, it's dead winter. I can't wait for summer. And then we're in summer. I can't wait for fall. And I'm like, well, you guys stop trying to
because you just live in the season.
Live in the season. Let's appreciate it.
Well, it's not only that, but you walk into a store in July and they've got Halloween decorations up, and you're like, could we please? Right. Could you just?
Technically, they shouldn't be out until the beginning of September. Like, not at the end of June. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, let me tell you, I've loved some Halloween from day fucking one.
I love Halloween, but could we just take summer into the fall, like at a reasonable
Every day is
time.
Halloween. Let's go back to when it was hard to get to that point of every day is Halloween, right? Like
I
when you had to like seriously search for anything goth. Just kidding. I love that it's become so mainstream. It's great.
I love fall. Like, don't get me wrong. My birthday's in the fall. I
Mhm.
do love fall, but I'm a summer. I need heat on my skin, and so for us to have such a short summer here, it still pains me. I'm still not used to it. I'm not used to seasons. I went from Texas to Honolulu, back to Texas
California.
to San Diego.
No
Like,
seasons
I'm
in
not
any of it.
used to seasons. So my brain, we've only been here for 3 years, like
Yeah.
my brain is still, it can't wrap, it's had around the seasonal changes, it's wild. So I don't know if I'll ever
Yeah.
get used to it. We'll see. We'll see. But
You just gotta be a
anyways,
snowboard. Snowbird, not board. Don't be a snowboard.
snow
Don't let
bunny.
people step on you. Little snow bunny.
Well, all right, Remy, let's close it up. Are you ready? Three,
Yeah.
2, 1. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it sleep. Oh, I
Take it
messed it up
sleazy.
already. Take it easy. Take it sleazy.
It's sleazy.
And a
And
little
a
strip teasy.
little stripteasy. There we
We'll get it
go.
one day. We'll get it one day.
I don't know. Like, yes, we
All
will.
right. Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you, bye.